Hey guys, KP here, owner of Killer Papers. I appreciate you checking out my page and wanting to learn a little bit more about me. I am the founder of Killer Papers, also the owner, 100% owner. I own all the equity, and started the business back in December 2016. Back then, it was just an idea. It was just the thought that I could do this as a side hustle or maybe a way to get out of the job that I hated that I was in back then. Fresh out of college, I started working at a bank and just wasn't the job for me. I studied finance not because I was passionate about it in college. I just studied it because I thought it would make me a lot of money. And it turns out I should have listened to what people told me, which is follow your passions and the money will come later. It's not always true, but it ends up being for some people. And yeah, so I was miserable at that job. I had a terrible commute. I'd have to drive an hour each way every day, so 10 hours a week spent in the car. Had to take a subway for a while in the freezing weather. Didn't like my boss, hated the work. My eyes would literally hurt because I'd be staring at Excel sheets for so long. It's not to discourage you if you're getting into finance, just make sure that it's something that you will enjoy doing, because your career could be a long time and you don't want to do something that you hate. So yeah, I started Killer Papers as an Instagram page and thought, oh, I can make some extra money for Chinese food and some beer. And back then I was still going out with my friends a lot, partying a little bit. I was only like 21 back then. And didn't really think they would ever turn into a multi-million-dollar company. I thought, man, maybe there's a chance that could happen, but that wasn't really what I thought would end up happening. I kind of just thought it'd be a way to replace my income from that job, get out of there. My mom and stepdad had started a cleaning business back in the day, and they weren't making tons of money with it, but they were their own boss. They set their own schedule. No one was telling them what to do or where to go or where to be, and they got to work together, and I really admired that. And that's what I thought I could do with Killer Papers, and it turns out I did that and then a lot more, because we've helped tens of thousands of clients. We've had almost 100,000 project requests to date, and that's not paid requests, that's just requests on the site. Only some of those get paid for, but lots and lots of projects, 150,000 followers almost on Instagram. You can look at my stories, my highlights, my posts. They go back 5 years, and you can learn a little bit about me, and I encourage you to do that. I think one of the things that sets me apart from my competitors just is that I like to let you guys know who I am to some degree. I'm just a guy, like many of you, who on Saturday nights likes to get drunk or watch UFC fights or bet on sports, or if it's a particularly good weekend, do all three of those things together with my girlfriend or with my friends. I like writing. I do like writing. It was one of my passions growing up. I was always the kid in class who was having my essay presented to the class, and my friends would make fun of me, and other people who didn't like me would make fun of me. And eventually it kind of gave me a reputation in the school, though, and people started asking for help and offering to pay me some money. So it's kind of what, back when I was a freshman in high school, one of the ways that I was making some money back then. Another way I made money back then was working at Burger King. I talk about that a lot on Instagram too. And when I was 14, I got a job at Burger King, man, making $7.15 per hour. And it's so crazy to think that, how far I've come since then. And it's not to sound arrogant or anything, it's just that I remember growing up and having trouble sleeping at night sometimes because my parents would be fighting about money or not knowing how they're going to afford certain things, or I was afraid to ask for gifts for my birthday or Christmas because I didn't want to stress my parents out financially, or hearing them fight about ordering a pizza on Friday night because it was too expensive. And just to see with this business, we've reached millions of dollars in sales, and I've been able to take my family on vacations to really cool places and really cool Airbnbs, and been able to do nice things for them and help them out financially. And it's just been a real blessing to have this business. So, I know a lot of you guys probably don't really give a fuck, but you just want to make sure that you get a quality product, and you can count on that from us. But if you want to know a little bit about who I am, I'm the guy that wouldn't have been able to afford this service whenever I was in high school and probably not even college. I recognize that prices are high, but that's because the quality of writers is high. They're just like me. They grew up in the USA, Canada, Western Europe. They studied. They have their degrees. You can chat with them. You can ask questions. You'll pretty much realize pretty early on they're just like me. These people have to be compensated fairly for their time. You don't want to go with someone who's doing something cheap in life, ever. Why would you want to go with someone cheap? You want to, especially for something like this, you want to go with quality over quantity. So let's just use an example here. I would recognize that the prices are higher at Killer Papers, but the quality is also a lot higher. You might only be able to buy one or two things from me over the course of a semester, but that's probably better than buying a bunch of shitty things from another site. Uh, who are lying about the quality of their writers. You don't have any idea who's behind the screen. They don't know anything about them. You don't know if they like UFC. You don't know if they like drinking beer. You don't even know if they're in the USA or Canada. Most of them are actually in Ukraine or India or Kenya. And, you look at their prices and you're like, wow, that sounds amazing. I'm like, yeah, I get it. If I was in college, man, I'd want to be paying $8 a page or $7 a page. Of course that sounds good, but my writers make like 13 or $14 a page minimum. So if that's the case, like, I obviously have to cover my expenses, of which there are many, and I also have to make a profit. It's worth my time. I grind pretty hard in this business. Sometimes I work till 4 a.m. So I need to make profit that's worth my while. So we charge what we charge, and if you can't afford it, then, I am sorry, but it is a little bit of a premium service, and maybe down the road you'll be able to. But I appreciate your support nonetheless, and feel free to DM me. Sometimes I do offer discount codes and stuff like that, or we do giveaways sometimes. So I try and make it work, but it is a business, and we have to compensate the team, the tutors, the writers very fairly, and make sure that they're going to do a quality job. You look at a place like McDonald's and they're paying people the bare minimum. Well, that's why you get the hamburger and the cheese is halfway off, and there's only one pickle, and the ketchup is squirted all over the fucking place like the blood on the walls in American Psycho. It's like, it's just, you get what you pay for in life. Killer Papers, you're getting the highest quality out there. I stand by what we put out, and that's why I want to charge accordingly so that I can keep putting it out. If I lower my prices, I can't have the best people, right? So yeah, I appreciate you guys checking me out. If you have any questions, hop on Instagram, look at those story highlights that go back for years. You'll see me cooking food, going on trips, hiking, posting stuff about the business, getting people fired up about politics, complaining about people like Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau. Like, yeah, it's a good time. I love posting on Instagram. Definitely follow over there. I think it's one of the things that sets this service apart from others. Like I said, I know there's a lot of other services out there, but I don't shy away from that because I know we are the best of the best, and I'm trying to actively prove that to you guys. So enjoy the new site. We're launching it early August 2022, depending on when you're listening to this. It might be a while, or it might be, very recent that you're hearing this. But I go by KP. Feel free to DM me anytime you want on Instagram. It'll always be me answering. If you have questions about a project, hit us up there or through our support lines. And yeah, just know that I care about what we're putting out. I've been doing this since like 2010 technically, but the business has been around since 2016, and have fun with it, passionate about it. I'm grateful to say that I no longer hate my job. I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and yeah, I appreciate you guys for checking us out. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, enjoy the site, and enjoy talking to my team.